So this is Mike Chambers. I'm here in the San Francisco offices, and I'm sitting here with Christian Cantrell, who's on the Apollo team. Christian, how's it going?
All right.
So Christian's been working on a new app on the new build that's not out yet. This isn't on the alpha, so he's going to show us some of the stuff he's been working on. So what do you got to show us today, Christian?
This is an application that I call Salsa, and it's actually two things I'm working on here. It's an Amazon S3 library in ActionScript 3, and then an interface on top of that. So I'll release both of them. I'll release the library so that people can use Amazon S3 as a storage system for their applications, and then I'll also release the application as sort of a sample implementation.
Right. So so you're going to this is a library and an app with kind of two separate things. So anyone could build this app then on top of your library.
Right. So So this is the way Amazon S3 works. Is you create an account and you get two access keys. You get a public access key and a secret access key.
Okay, we're going to see your public one there.
Yeah. So hopefully you can't do anything malicious with it. But so these are used for signing requests and for signing. It uses certain types of encryption to sign data before you send it and to authenticate and stuff like that.
And that's all supported in the libraries. The encryption.
Yeah, it's all written in ActionScript 3.
Okay.
So some of it has had to we had to have get it written and port it and stuff like that from JavaScript, but it all works in ActionScript 3 of all the encryption libraries. And so you can just go to S3 and or go to Amazon and you can sign up for S3 and you get these credentials.
So actually, before we go into this, why don't you explain just really quickly what S3 is?
So S3 stands for, it's Amazon S3, it stands for Simple Storage. I think it's Simple Storage Solution. I guess I should know what it stands for.
Yeah.
But, it's basically this cloud where you can store data on Amazon servers, and there's a concept of buckets, and then there are a concept of keys that map to objects.
Right.
And so you create buckets, and then you can put objects in those buckets, and the objects can be anything. They can be text, they can be binary, they can be anything you want.
So you can kind of think of it as like a remote hard drive.
It's a remote hard drive, right? But there's no interface for it at all.
Right.
So
just APIs.
They're just APIs. So you can. So I have like a Cold Fusion library that I wrote, and now I'm writing an ActionScript 3 library, and there's already Java libraries, and libraries for most languages are already out there.
Right. But from Apollo, you're connecting directly S3. You're not going through Cold Fusion.
Right. No, I'm not going through the server or anything.
Okay.
I mean, this is connecting directly to Amazon servers.
Okay.
And you can create buckets, and you can list things in buckets, and move files back and forth and stuff like that.
Okay. So why don't you show us the app?
Okay. So I'll create a bucket here, and I'll call it Apollo test.
Hold on, let me zoom in on that. Just so people, there we go.
Okay, so.
And that little slider thing that came down there, what is that? Is that a Flex component?
That's a Flex component that I wrote for this.
Oh, you built that?
Yeah, I wrote that.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I'll release the component too. It's sort of a Mac type convention. So I created a bucket called Apollo test, and you can see the bucket shows up here, and these are other buckets that I have. So I'll switch over to Apollo test, and now there are two things I can do really at this point. I can upload files into the bucket.
Right. So wait, actually I want to show something here. So this is a native file picker, right?
Right. So hold on, yeah. So I clicked on the upload button here.
So what build of Apollo are you using? Because in the alpha you had to do this hack to get file pickers, and it was
This isn't a hack. This is a real thing. I'm using a daily build. This is M4.
Right. So this will be in the beta.
This will be in the beta.
Okay. When's the beta going to be out?
It's going to be out this summer.
Okay. Yeah, early summer, I think.
It's going to be out in early summer. Yeah. So I can pick an image here, like an image of a watch, and select it, and it's being uploaded. So now it's on S3.
So it's actually now it's showing an interface, but that file, this is actually a remote. Like a remote view of S3, right?
Right.
So that file's on S3 now.
Right. So the file, So it uploaded the file to S3. It actually used a put. So the S3 has a SOAP interface and has a REST interface. My library uses a REST interface. It uses an HTTP put to put the file.
So you literally a put, like HTTP put.
Right.
Right. And that's one of the new things because Apollo allow you to use pretty much any HTTP method.
Right, you can use any method you want.
Yeah, that's really cool.
A difference from the browser-based player,
right?
Which required you to use post or get.
Yeah.
So
you can do things like head, or I guess even delete if the server supported it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so this is delete right here. So when I delete the file, that's actually using an HTTP delete.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
And there's also a head method you can use to get metadata and stuff like that. But what's really cool actually is one of the other new features is instead of using data file pickers, you might want to be able to just use the Finder, and let's see.
Yeah, this would be Explorer on Windows.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Windows, what?
And then I can just drag them in there.
And and then they appear. So what actually just happened there?
So I dragged a bunch of images into the Apollo application
From your file system?
From the Finder, and it queued them up, and one by one moved them over to Amazon servers.
So those are actually on the server now?
Yeah. So, and then I can actually take them, and if I wanted to download them, I'll put them on my desktop.
So now they're on your...
If I move over to my desktop here, we can see the files here.
Oh, that's cool. So the service seems pretty quick, too.
It's very quick, yeah.
I guess that's kind of the point, or one of the points of the whole service.
Right. So the other interesting thing that's new in this build is that sort of marginally works. I mean, it's not a great example yet, but if I want to take these files, and instead of dragging them, if I want to copy them, I have to use a paste button here because I don't have the option B hooked up to paste.
Okay. Is that in the build yet?
No, it's not in the build yet.
Okay. Are we putting that in the build?
Oh yeah, that'll be in.
Okay.
It may even be in. I may have an old build.
So you'll be able to actually register for a paste event or something from the system?
So it's there. The concept is accelerators, and
right.
we just haven't gotten the accelerators in the build yet.
So okay.
At least I don't have them in my build. But if I click paste, which is sort of the same thing, then I've just pasted all the files from the clipboard.
And then what do you actually get? So you have an event in there somewhere, or you have the code that paste, and you're going to the clipboard. And what do you actually get? Are you getting file references within Apollo, or the binary data that's on the clipboard?
So there's a clipboard manager. Mm-hmm. And so clipboard and drag and drop are essentially the same things.
Right.
There's a drag and drop manager and a clipboard manager. Mm-hmm. And there's this concept of what used to be called flavors, and I think, which is sort of a common drag and drop term, but I think we've actually renamed it to types or something.
Right.
Which is sort of different types of data like bitmap data or files.
Yeah, rich text.
Stuff like that, or URL. They're not content types. It's something that's sort of particular to drag and drop and cut and paste.
Right.
And you can ask the managers if they have these types, and you can get them.
Hold on, there's the train
going by outside. So you can get these you can get the types of data off the clipboard or from the drag and drop manager, and get the binary data. So in my case, I'm getting the bytes, and I'm just writing the bytes out.
Right. So you get the raw bytes, and then you just write those out to a file.
Write them out to a file.
Okay.
Or I put them to or I do an HTTP put to Amazon servers.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You're going to S3 this time. Yeah. Cool. That's really cool stuff.
Yeah. So this is kind of a simple app, but if you use S3, which I've used before in applications, you realize pretty quickly that it's really nice to have an interface to be able to see what files are on the server. Mm-hmm. They don't provide any type of UI whatsoever.
Yep.
So you put a file over there, using a Java library or something, and you don't really know that it's there, right? So it's really nice to have an interface to be able to interact with those files too. And you can also envision some pretty cool interfaces where maybe you're storing all your entire MP3 collection on Amazon S3. And
ooh, we can add support to Extension, the MP3 player, where you can load them from S3.
Yeah, we should do that, actually, because I was thinking about adding a player in here.
Yeah.
But it'd be better to
we'd get them to work together. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. So this interface is pretty basic, but you could envision doing some pretty cool things with around media and stuff like that, which the S3 library will let you do.
Right. So just to summarize, you're going to actually release this application and release the source?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a few more features that I want to add to the library. A few more APIs that I want to add, and I'm going to be on vacation next week. So as soon as I get back from vacation, I'll add them and I'll put them up on Google Code.
Yeah. So, and is that a project you like the S3 library? Is that something you see yourself maintaining over time if you find any bugs or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Alright.
Or people can fix it, or they can send me email and all, or just register. I guess you can just actually enter bugs into Google code, and then I'll fix it and keep it up to date. And yeah, I want it to be a nice, like, really robust API.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking the time to show it to us.
Sure.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.